Me neither. We're talking to some folks up here tonight that know a little bit more about bowling than just what you do on the midnight bowling that I do with my students in church. So we're going to talk to Doug Madison, our coach, and just tell us a little bit about the bowling squad and kind of what goes into bowling, more than just what most of us know about bowling. I'm sure it's a lot different. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, well, this is our 6th year for bowling program at Westminster, and I believe in the Alabama Association it's about the 8th year, maybe somewhere there. A bowling match consists of 5 games where it's each player rolls a full game, and then there's 3 more games where they're called Baker games. That's like a batting order. 5 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th frame, and the same 5 goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just total pins. At the end is the winner. Our first match is November 4th. We start out with a few JV matches because we got some still in cross country and a few in there should be any other sport besides cross country. So that's basically how the setup is for bowling. We've got 5 boys this year and 9 girls. So we got a good group. Five can bowl, but you can sub in. So it's good.
I'm going to step up here. So, all right. So if you would introduce yourself, tell us what grade you're in. Tell us how you got started with bowling and what you like most about it.
My name is Brandon Cook. I am a senior. I got into bowling probably as a sport when I was in 8th, 9th grade. Just the team needed me to help out because they didn't have enough players for one matches, and I said sure. And that's really what started me playing on a team because I enjoyed it. I always got into bowling for fun, and I always had a good time just competing against my brothers or looking over at the screen next to me and just be like, oh, I can beat that score. But it's always just something to just push yourself, try to get better, just learn more about the game.
I am Addy Cummins, and I'm a senior. I started bowling because I always enjoyed it. I would go every summer with my mom and some friends. And I knew it was kind of low-key, so I was like, you know what, I'll try it. So I started my 10th grade year, and I've been doing it each year since. The best part about bowling to me is there's a diverse group of people that are involved, and so I get to interact with and hang out with people that I wouldn't usually hang out with. So that's my favorite.
Talk about your best game you've ever bowled and kind of went into that. I don't know what the score was, but just if you can remember what your best score was, and just talk about how you felt during the match, and were you nervous, were you just in the zone, and just kind of what goes into that when you really are just bowling out of your mind. What does that feel like?
Well, my highest game was actually yesterday. It was 179. I was kind of so I'm a chatter, so I love to talk to people and hang out, but I was really, really focused, and I think that helped a lot. So that was something I'm going to focus on more. But in an actual match, I'd say my highest is probably around 145 or so. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's a little nerve-wracking sometimes, but once you get used to it and you get to know people from other schools, it's a lot of fun, and you look forward to seeing them.
So my highest score in a match was probably my highest score was probably something about it was 197, I believe. I was more focused that day, just trying to work on my form because I had been messing around with it the day before during practice, and was trying to just fix it because I've been learning how to spin with both hands, and it was just slowly getting better and better. I was just trying to work on it. The biggest thing I do is I'm play better when I'm just looking at everybody else and watching what they do and helping them and having them help me. It's nothing that's just individually that I want to do better by myself, but I also want to continue to do better as well. I do better with
Brandon has a school record for the high score. Abby, I have no doubt, will get the school record this year. One thing with bowlers is, and if you bowl too, sometimes you do a really good one game, and then the next game it goes down. So Abby, yesterday in practice, before 179 and a 170, so she was back to back on both those. But there was no bumpers, so that ball goes to the gutter. You got 0 for that ball, and everyone's watching it. So you got to come back to that and just go out there and gather yourself and do the right thing, be consistent, and put it where it's supposed to go. Sometimes they don't fall down, but usually you don't get good results.
So, talk about just the actual matches themselves. Like when you're bowling, do you actually are you thinking about what the score is for your team? You know what the score is for the what score you need to beat to be able to win the match, or you're just bowling at each frame at a time, not worrying about what the points that you need. Or do you think about those kind of things?
So I definitely do think about the scores and overall combined points of the team compared to the other teams, because that's just one thing I do in my head. I like to look at analytics and just look at the numbers and figure out, okay, what do I need to do to help the team to win? And it does get overwhelming at times. So you just there's no way we come back from this because someone might be having an off day or just no one's playing great, and the other team might be having one of the best games they've had. But it's just sometimes you just have to have a coach that's just relax, calm down, or just start having fun. Because when you get too stressed out, you're just going to stop playing well, and you just have to relax and go back to what you enjoy and just have fun and mess around.
I agree with Brandon, especially about the last part with having fun and just stop worrying so much, it's fine. Bowling is a team sport, but it's also very individual. So I want to I encourage my teammates. I want them to do as best as they can, but I mainly focus on myself. I want to do the best that I can rather than worrying about other people. Because if I'm worrying too much about others, I will do as much as I know that I can. So that is one thing that I definitely focus on.
So after the first 5 games, those scores are up on the board, so they can tell what the total score is. And after the Baker game, we're up by 20 pins, or we're down by 20 pins, something like that. And momentum is a thing in bowling too, because in those Baker games, if one person gets a fill and a spare or strike, and then the next person gets one, you can see 4 or 5 in a row. But if that first person leaves it open, and the next person leaves it open, then there's pressure on the next person to try to get a fill. So you see momentum going in those games too, just how this works.
And I will finish with this. Tell me what your goal is in terms of, do you have a goal, I want to get, this is my high score that I want to try to reach, and talk about how that, if you reach that goal, is it more of an average that you want to reach, or is it a high game, and how reaching those goals helps the team do better?
So I think for this season, I want my goal to be to have a higher score game, 250, something like that, but to also bring my average up to be above 200 each game that I play. Only to benefit the team, but to just push myself to be better than I have in past years. That's just been something that I always want to do, is just get better than I have been the week before or the season before, just always trying to improve no matter what it is or whatever sport it is.
Once again, I agree with Brandon. I really want to increase my average the most. I'm always trying to bowl my best game, my best score, but you only do that a couple of times, so if you just go really poorly every other time, then it doesn't really matter as much. So I'm working on being consistent and keeping my average score up rather than the highest score. And this would benefit the team because, again, you don't get your highest score every single time. So if that's all that I'm focused on, then a lower score is going to be honest in each match, and that's not what we want. We want a higher average score.
I have the pleasure of having both of these in AP statistics, and I can tell you that the way they attack their classroom is also that they want to push themselves to be higher, to understand it better, and it shows up in the classroom. And they help their classmates so far.
As we close this out. So the first match is Monday, November the 4th, correct? Now, where will that be at?
Penn Palace. We play our home matches at Penn Palace. Most of the schools, well, all the schools in Madison County, which almost everyone has bowling. You probably don't know that, but they almost all do. Either it's at Penn Palace or Madison Bowling Center. So we play probably 10 matches at Penn Palace and 3 or 4 at Madison Bowling Center.
So,
They all start at 4 o'clock. Take about 2 hours.
would you like it if we had some folks come out and cheer you guys on? All right, hey, November 4th at Penn Palace. We got to come out and support our bowling team for their opening match of the year. Have a big crowd out there to root us on to win this match. So let's hear it for our bowling team, guys.